My 31 father, 32, will not make doctor's appointments for himself, and it's starting to worry me as we talk about building a future together. Basically what the title says, 31 partner, 32, will not make himself doctor's appointments. There are 3 things of significant concern right now. A broken back tooth that has been bothering him for 2 years, a case of plaque psoriasis that, while not terrible, I think could be easily alleviated by medication, and most importantly, glasses that he's had for 10 years and hasn't had an appointment to get a new prescription for since. We have been together for a year, but known each other for longer. We live together. I love him. He's wonderful. We get along well, and I see a future with him. He's the person I want to marry and have babies with. He's in therapy right now, and I actively know that this is something he's discussed with his therapist. But he still hasn't made any of these appointments, and it's starting to deeply stress me out. I don't want to be in the position of nagging, insisting that my partner take care of themselves when we have kids. I know he has some significant anxiety over going to the doctor, but I don't know how to better deal with this issue at this point. He's normally so wonderful about communicating, but whenever this particular issue comes up, he closes down, and it's like he crawls up into himself. I want to be understanding, but I also want to feel like the person I'm building a life with is capable and willing to take care of their own needs without my constant insistence. Has anyone else had experience with this? Too long. Don't read my partner definitely has some kind of phobia, or at least reticence, to make necessary doctor's appointments for himself, and I'm worried about becoming a parent with him if he can't take care of it. Can he make appointments to other places without issues? Is the issues the appointment themselves or making the call? If he regularly attends therapy, who organises that? Does he have the same level of anxiety attending? Does he have health insurance? Is cost a factor in this? Hey there, I am 31 and until last year was just like your part. I went a decade without seeing any doctors or dentists due to severe anxiety. I knew it couldn't go on forever, but there was a time when it felt so impossible that I just resigned myself to the idea that I would die from unknown health issue. My partner was incredibly supportive in helping me through it, so I'll tell you what helped me, though everyone is different. First, we focused on psychiatric help first. I'm now in therapy and have a psychiatrist for medication management. In order to make those first appointments, my boyfriend sat me down and had me write out the steps I would take in detail. Everything as simple as do a search to find local psychiatrists and take your insurance. We wrote out the checklist and then said if I checked off one item from it a day, that was a success. Breaking it down like that helped it feel more manageable. Once I was in therapy, I could start working with my therapist on why I struggled so much with this and how to break these cycles in the future. The next part really depends what is holding him back the most from doing it. But for me, the hardest part was making the appointments. Harder even than the anxiety of being in a doctor's office or shame of having to admit to my dentist I hadn't been in 10 years and was afraid of the state of my teeth. Those things were hard too, but once I'd made the appointments, I felt like a weight had been lifted. In this last year, I've made immense progress, but the biggest hurdle was really taking the first step to make that first appointment. Good luck to your partner. You seem like a great couple, and he's lucky to have you supporting him through this. Trust that this is something that can be overcome, but he's going to ultimately take that first step himself.